In a remarkable turn of events, notorious cartel leaders once at the top of vast criminal empires are now facing the harsh reality of life sentences. The courtroom scenes unfolded dramatically as these once feared figures came face to face with justice, a proof of the principle that no one is beyond their reach. Their expressions range from disbelief to acceptance, highlighting the inescapable consequences of their illegal activities. 1. Ridwan Tagi. A Dutch court sentenced a prominent member of the global organized crime scene, Ridwan Tagi, to life in prison for leading a violent cocaine cartel that was accountable for multiple killings and attempted killings. Alongside 2 other gang members, Tagi received a life term, while 14 others were sentenced to between 21 months and 29 years in jail, following one of the largest trials in Dutch criminal history. The cartel, described as a well-oiled killing machine, operated with ruthless efficiency to maintain control over drug trafficking. Tagi's arrest in December 2019 in Dubai marked the end of a lengthy international manhunt. Despite the severity of his sentence, Tagi remained composed and showed no visible emotion upon hearing the verdict, reflecting his reputation as a hardened criminal. 2. Costilla Sanchez. Jorge Costilla Sanchez, the previous leader of Cartel del Golfo, CDG, from 2003 to 2012, played a key role in trafficking large amounts of cocaine and marijuana into the US total of over 450 kilograms of cocaine and 90,000 kilograms of marijuana. He admitted guilt in 2017 and was sentenced to life in prison with a $5 million compensation judgment. The court highlighted his violent tactics, including murder, to maintain control. This sentence reflects the seriousness of his offenses and the impact of his criminal activities on communities affected by drug trafficking. Life imprisonment, along with a significant financial penalty, would have underscored the gravity of his crimes and the weight of justice. Given the evidence against him and his guilty confession, he likely understood the certainty of such a severe sentence. 3. Mian Vasquez. Mian Vasquez, a previous Los Zetas cartel leader, was arrested in 2015 for numerous crimes, including murder, drug trafficking, and human trafficking. His arrest followed years of brutal violence, including involvement in over 70 executions, mass kidnappings, and horrifying acts like burning a 6-year-old girl alive. Vasquez established drug routes and engaged in multiple illegal activities, collaborating with corrupt officials and earning several life sentences. In court, Vasquez received 7 life sentences, facing the reality of spending his life behind bars. Reports described him as visibly upset with his head down, realizing the consequences of his actions. This reaction differs strongly from his ruthless history, showing the impact of justice catching up with a notorious criminal linked to one of Mexico's most dangerous cartels. 4. El Chapo. Specializing in smuggling cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, fentanyl, cannabis, and MDMA into the United States. El Chapo, whose real name is Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Loera, rose from poverty to become the notorious leader of the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. He created a breakthrough by using underground tunnels for drug shipments, setting new standards in narcotics trafficking. Despite being arrested twice before, El Chapo famously escaped custody. However, in 2016, he was finally caught and sent to the US. His trial revealed a history of violence, including ordering assassinations of rivals and informants. In 2019, El Chapo was sentenced to life imprisonment, plus 30 years in the high-security ADX Florence prison. His reaction to this verdict ranged from shock to resignation, having previously escaped capture. 5. Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, a key figure in Mexico's drug trade, was arrested mainly for organizing the kidnapping, torture, and murder of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena in 1985. This horrific act sparked intense outrage from the United States, pressuring Mexico to take action against Gallardo and his cartel. Despite his huge influence and connections, Gallardo was captured at his home in Guadalajara. His calm and obedient behavior during the arrest, still in his bathrobe and without resistance, reflected his belief in his power and invincibility. Upon his sentencing to 40 years in prison, Gallardo's reaction was described as emotionless and unattached. This response likely came from a mix of acceptance, knowing the seriousness of his crimes, and a sense of superiority or denial due to his previous influence. As once invincible figures like Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo and others find themselves behind bars, there's a direct influence felt on the streets they once controlled with freedom. Locked away, these cartel leaders no longer hold the same power to organize violence and corruption. Their absence has led to a noticeable decrease in cartel-related violence in many areas, offering a glimpse of peace to communities once wrecked by drug wars.